On this quiet dairy farm in Nottoway County, Virginia, Ricky and Diane Rash were at peace raising their 4 children.
This one, he fell at school.
Including their only son, Eric.
And that's the picture when I carried him to the dentist.
An avid hunter and fisherman.
He would come home. I said, "How many did you get?"
And his father's right-hand man.
He loved to help. He was very kind and very gentle.
In many ways, the Rashes say Eric was all boy, but his passion was reading.
I read him the first Harry Potter book, and then he took off from there.
By 6 years old, Eric was making all A's in school and headlines in the local paper. By 12, he had his sights set on Virginia Tech and Harvard Law School.
It came easy to him. For him to get a B, he really had to throw a test.
But underneath that shy and constant smile, Eric was hurting. Something his family never knew. Until the early hours of January 20th, when they were awakened by a call from a 911 dispatcher.
She says, "Ricky, I don't mean to upset you, but Eric's on Harper Road and he says he's found a dead body." And I said, "Eric's in the bed asleep."
Frantic, Eric's father hurried to the remote location just a few miles beyond the tree line of their farm.
And I could see something in the field. I couldn't see his face, but I knew it was Eric. I mean, it was the car, the books, my gun was under him, so I knew it was him.
Eric had committed suicide, but not before leaving letters for his parents, his 3 younger sisters, and his grandmother.
He told us all he was sorry.
And he left a simple request to play a song his mother used to sing to him at his burial.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
Instead of 6 pallbearers that we had picked out, about 20 people came and took his casket. Everybody wanted to put their hand on it.
At just 15, Eric had taken his own life, but even his letters left little explanation as to why.
No, he just said if life after high school is worse than high school, he didn't want to be in it.
Desperate for more answers, the Rashes turned to Eric's classmates.
I knew that things were going on and it wasn't easy for him.
Friends believe Eric was being bullied.
He was good at hiding it.
But no one was certain to what extent.
It was such a shock because nobody knew anything was wrong.
The Rash family hoped Eric's private Facebook page could reveal more. But Eric had changed his password just before his death.
Without access to the full account, we could review his wall, but we couldn't access the messages.
We can't get into any of the messages.
The Rashes needed Eric's password, so they contacted Facebook, and at the company's request, later forwarded a copy of Eric's death certificate.
They said they just couldn't give it to us, and I said, "Well, what do you need?"
Citing privacy policies, Facebook informed the Rashes they could deactivate Eric's account or memorialize it, but they couldn't gain full access to it, even though Eric was a minor.
And Facebook just blew us off. They just literally blew us off.
Absolutely stunned, the Rashes wrote congressmen, senators, even the governor for help.
We apologize for a delayed response.
But their replies were all the same. Federal laws simply had not kept up with social media. Therefore, parents had few rights.
You can't take a child to the emergency room without signing a release form. But you can let them get a social media account.
It's not good at all.
Even Eric's classmates admit not enough parents are involved in what their children are reading and writing using social media.
People will abuse it to the fullest degree that they can today because they're allowed to. Twitter, email, everything.
You have to be at least 13 years old to have an account on Facebook. But even as a young teenager, Facebook says you have the right to privacy. They sent us their policy explaining, without a court order, even parents cannot gain access. The company said their practices are based on industry standards, and to their knowledge, every major internet company does the same thing.
Parents don't understand that there is no way to have any parental control over social media, emails, Facebook, it doesn't matter. There are no controls. There's no law.
Nearly a year after Eric's death, the Rash family still doesn't have answers,
But we lost our baby boy.
and they fear they never will.
Give me a hug.
And we don't want anybody else to go through this.
The recurring theme that we kept telling one another was something good's got to come out of this. We can't let this tragedy be the tragedy that it is.